Hey guys, I'm back again. I got a little bit of a crazy story. I think you're going to really like this story. It's maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. I'm not sure. But anyway, after I left Gotti and I cooperated, and the government took control of me, they took me to Quantico. It's a military base. I think a lot of you guys are aware of that. I want to tell you a little something that went on in Quantico. When I got there, it was kind of weird. It was like a whole new experience for me. There's a SWAT team, HRT, that's the FBI's major SWAT team. It goes all over the country, all over the world to do things. I think they assassinate people. They do all kinds of weird shit. So I was now with them. They knew I used to work out, and they knew I liked that. And at first, they were going to take me down to the gym in this building, and then they didn't want to mix me with new incoming agents who trained there. They didn't want them to see me, so I wasn't allowed in there. They took me up on, I think it was about the 4th floor, and it was the director of the FBI's suite. He had a bedroom. His bodyguards, always 2 of them, are in another bedroom on the other side, 2 bedrooms. And in the middle, there's this huge suite. The windows going across overlook the parking lot. Right across the street from the parking lot, there's this big mound of dirt. And the guys practice shooting into this mound of dirt. And I guess the director stays there and watches it and whatever he does. So we were going to live there. I was in the director's suite in his bed. And 2 guys who were with the Gambino squad were sleeping in these beds. And they would start what they called debriefing me, talking about stories, about things that I knew, and they call it debriefing. It was very new to me. I've never done anything like this before. It was weird. We talked for a while, and I wasn't in a good mood about what I had just did and what I'm about to do. And the nighttime came, and one of these agents came over to me. I knew a few of them. They used to follow me, the twins, Frank and Maddie, and this guy, George Gabriel, who was the head case agent. I knew who they were for a long time, so I knew them. It wasn't that uncomfortable with them. I didn't like the rest of them. I didn't like what was going on. I was a little grumpy. It was dark already. We ate together. And I was having a little coffee, and they had the television on. I was watching television. Believe it or not, they were talking about me, cooperating with the government. I was on the news. And this agent comes over and he tells me, Sammy, he moves real close to me, almost like a whisper. We're going to be very, very close, me and you. Yeah. He says, we're going to have secrets. Secrets. I thought I was here to cooperate and tell stories and tell what happened. What kind of secrets? What do you mean? No, stuff that the other agents don't know about. So I said, listen, you're a good-looking guy, but I'm not gay. Is that what you're talking about? No, wait a minute, Sammy, I'm not gay. Wait a minute. Then what the fuck kind of secrets, bro? Do you think I'm a young kid or a fucking jerk off? You're going to start playing good cop, bad cop. You're the good cop. The other guy's a bad guy. Come on, get the fuck away from me, bro. Take a fucking walk. He got up. I guess it didn't work. They transferred him out of there right away. I was starting to get a little frustrated and angry sometimes. So Frank and Maddie, who knew me, the twins, said, Sammy, you're a workout freak. We'll get you a bike. You could, work out on the bike a little bit because you can't go to the gym. Would you want to go jog? We could take you on the trails in the morning. What kind of trails? Well, this is a military base. They have these tank trails. And so I said, all right, I'll do that. So the next morning, they wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. They got sneakers on and the whole thing. So we leave the building and we go down in a truck. There's one truck who's in the front, 4 agents in it. The lights are on, still dark. Me, Frank, and Maddie are behind that truck, and we're going to jog behind that truck. There's another truck behind us with their lights on so we can see where we're jogging and we don't break our fucking ass. And there's 4 agents in that truck. And we start jogging. Now, I used to work out with weights and stuff, but I really wasn't someone who did a lot of jogging. And these 2 guys, I guess they used to jog every day. By the time I got done jogging, my tongue was hanging out of my mouth. I would get back, I was exhausted. So we come back in, and I had clothes and stuff, and they made me hang them up in this room I was staying in. So I put everything on hangers, hung it up. And when I came in, all my clothes were laying on the bed. No hangers, no nothing. Everything was just thrown on the bed. So I came back out. I said, listen, they threw all my stuff on the bed. They took it off the hangers and threw it on the bed. How come? We don't know. So Frank, that agent, goes and I guess he's going to ask the HRT SWAT team, because they're taking the perimeter, the outside of the place, why they did that. I'm inside. They brought some meat and stuff that we would eat lunch. And the meat, you have to bang it and thin it out so it would cook. And we were cooking for ourselves and everything. There was a meat cleaver. I had the meat cleaver and I was banging the meat. Maddie was putting on a pot of water, get it boiling. We were going to cook and we were going to eat lunch a little later. So he must have left a message, Frank. He came back in, and a while later they came back in the room, the SWAT team, about 4 or 5 of them. Every one of them was ripped. I guess they work out these fucking guys every 3 minutes. They were fucking huge. So they said, what happened with the hangers? And I'm pounding the meat with the cleaver. So he says, well, we took them. You can't have that. Frank tells him, why? Well, he could use those as a weapon. I'm sitting there with a fucking meat cleaver this big, banging meat. And I look at them, and I said to them, I guess this isn't a weapon, right? I could work on the meat. Frank starts laughing. Maddie said, listen, we know him a long time. He's not going to do shit like that, and he's not an asshole. Bring the hangers back. Don't let us call up our bosses in Washington. Bring those fucking hangers back. We understood you're doing your job, but bring them back. They brought them back in and they stayed. I would go on these trails from time to time, and sometimes early in the morning we were running, and a company of soldiers would hup, herp, 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 running right by us in the morning. Our lights on, and I don't know what it looked like to them. I know what it looked like to me. And it really brought back, when I was younger and in the military, it actually brought back a good feeling to me. To see these military kids running, that noise, I loved it. Now, when I would go in to New York, I would go in and they would take me from there. This is in Virginia. And they would take me back to New York or New Jersey so that I could meet prosecutors in New York. Everything was a big meeting. To them, I was a big shot, or whatever I was. A big deal. So we went to a place in New Jersey, a military base. And we were going to stay there, and we were going to go back and forth to New York. Now, we didn't drive from New Jersey to New York. We actually got on a military helicopter. And this helicopter took off on a little grass field. He would come, land in, military people. Me and the agents would get in. Usually it's Frank and Matty. We'd put all this bullshit gear on and stuff and fly in, and we'd go to, I think it was LaGuardia, or it looked like a pier. We would land on this pier. There was a little house, people waiting to go into their places. And there was a whole SWAT team waiting for me. We'd go in, 6, 7, 8 guys, shotguns out, pistols out, people yelling, hit the floor, watch your back, turn your head, turn your head. These poor people didn't know what the fuck was going on. It was just me running in between about a dozen agents right through this area to a bulletproof trucks, and we would go to the court building or where the prosecutors are. It was crazy. And the airport actually complained to the government what the FBI did by doing this whole thing, scared the shit out of people, I guess. And this is how it was. So I go back, we fly back, and I go back to Jersey, and it's around St. Patrick's Day, something like that. And we're in a military barracks. That's where we're staying. They put all these wires, that trip wires and stuff, the military plus the FBI, they had it all wired up. Plus there's about 6 guys sleeping in this building with me. And then there's people on the outside, the perimeter, and they're watching that. I don't know what mafia guy would come there. I think it's really overdone, overplayed, but I guess that's the government. So they went out and they were buying hamburgers for St. Patty's Day and beer and stuff, and they had a cooler. And they were in the living room. I was upstairs on the 2nd floor. They were on the 1st floor. They had their little bedroom with a couple of beds. And they were getting everything ready. They were putting television on, and I got to know them. Got a little friendly with them. Some of them I actually liked. Not all of them, but some of them. I didn't like what I was about to go through, but I just try to make the best of everything when I do things. I was walking up the stairs to go to the 2nd floor. I went up maybe about 2, 3 steps, and the guy says, Sammy, where are you going? I said, I'm going upstairs to take a piss. Why? He said, why don't you just use the bathroom in our room? You don't have to go up. Go right in our room. I said, all right. So I went in their room. There was a double bed, nice bed, end table. On the end table, there's a 9mm, a nice big 9mm, laying right on the end table. So I'm saying to myself, this is a trap. This is a setup. That gun is empty. They're going to see if I'm going to go for the gun and try to run and break out and do all this fucking James Bond bullshit. I'm not stupid. So I walk over and I grab the 9mm and I pick it up. No, it's not empty. I feel the weight of this thing is loaded to the gills. I know the difference. I take a little peek. It's loaded. I got it in my hand, and a guy comes to the door, an agent, and looks at me, and I turn around with the gun in my hand, and I look dead in his eyes. His eyes were this big. I said, this is a nice piece, bro. This is real nice. Fits in my hand perfect. Look at it. Looks good, don't it? Sammy. What? I know he's terrified. This gun is loaded. I got it. He's got his dick in his fucking hand. He ain't got nothing. I put the gun down on the end table. Beautiful gun, bro. Go in the bathroom, and I take a piss. Wash my hands. I shouldn't have washed my hands because I'm going to serve the hamburgers to all the agents. Maybe I shouldn't have washed my hands, but I did. I want to be a gentleman. I come out of the bathroom. I go back in the living room, and everybody is hysterical laughing. One of the agents says, Sammy, he's got to change his underwear. I said, what happened? He says he shit his pants, bro. You terrified this guy. They were laughing. They were all laughing and teasing him how he left the gun and forgot. And it was, a funny thing, but it was cool. The next day, we had to go for a jog. And the following day, we were going to go into this place. And I guess they're trying to burn up energy because I'm not happy about talking with prosecutors and everything. So they're running me and doing all kinds of shit. I'm actually getting in better shape. I was in pretty decent shape, but I was getting in better shape by running and jogging and push-ups and sit-ups. I was going out of my mind with this shit. So we drove in a car to an area. There was a dirt road. And it was raining that morning. Started to drizzle. It got a little lighter and it was drizzling. But there was puddles in this dirt road. So we go up the road with the car. And it goes around a bend. And there's a nice big hole, dent in the road. And it's full of water. So he stops the car. And he says, Sammy, what you can do is this road ends. If you want to get out and run up the road a little bit, a couple of 100 yards, whatever, maybe a mile at the most, it'll end and then you could jog back. So we'll jog a couple of miles. So I said, all right, I'll do that. And the one guy is putting on sneakers, he's going to come out and not jog with me, he's actually following me while I jog. I start jogging. He didn't get out of the car yet. I get about 100 and something feet. I'm starting to get to that puddle. I go around that puddle and I just fucking hit it. I took off. As fast as I could fucking run, I ran. I turned that corner and I was fucking hightailing it up that road. I hear the door open. I hear voices. Now this is up on a little bit of a mountain. I go right over the side of the fucking thing and I run straight down. As I'm running down, I'm hitting trees and grabbing them so I don't go fucking flying. And I'm half falling, half running. Eventually I fucking fall and I go head over heels and I roll down to the bottom. I'm on the blacktop road on the other side and I hear screaming up there. They don't know where the fuck I am. I got them. They're lost. They must want to kill themselves. Where the fuck is he? And I hear them yelling. I go down the Blacktop Road, right back to where we first came in with the car. There's a big, big boulder, a big rock on the side of the road. I get on the rock, I get nice and comfortable, I sit on the rock, and I'm looking up the road. 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 minutes. Where the fuck are they? All of a sudden, their car is coming down the road. They're all looking out. So what took you guys so long, bro? Where the fuck were you? I thought you were supposed to be protecting me. I was protecting you. Come on, let's go back to the place. Oh, you fuck. And they're all over me. Don't tell the bosses. No, I'm not going to tell the bosses. Don't worry about it. Bro, I'm cooperating. If you think I'm not going to rat you guys out, you're fucking crazy. I broke their bowls every fucking day. I was with them, did all kinds of weird things. There's so many stories, and I'll get into them maybe from time to time. If you like this kind of stories and like to hear what happened under those conditions while I was with them and at different times, what went on, how they treat you, and what the fuck is going on, press like. Give me the power. Subscribe so I can put out more of these stories, gives me power over these bosses and makes me talk about more stories. I'm also have some Gravano family members on my Patreon. You guys who are not there, I don't know what you're waiting on. I got a team that's going to be putting together things that are coming out that are going to blow your socks off. Adios, motherfucker.